looking like, especially after when TPG, has sold its stake worth over 1,000 crore in Tata Tech via bulk deal. So what do you have to say on that front?
See, overall, the view on the IT sector is mixed for me, including if we have seen the tariffs things, which has seen a headwinds for the overall sector, but now there is some clarity that Trump is ready for the deal. This is one thing. Second thing, the thing is, the overall sector management has guided that next quarter would be some stagnant. So my view is that for now, if someone wants to hold, they have to keep tracking the quarterly numbers and management updates. So if one has overall long-term horizon, they can hold for now, but they have to keep tracking the numbers and the management commentary.
Understood. Thanks for that view, Dinesh. And Sarvendra, I'd like to take your technical perspective also on the counter. So what's your view on Tata Tech?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Very less data, but whatever data post listing, I think this is just one-way street and going down. And right from around 1,400 levels, we were all the way back down to 600 odd. So this bounce from there possibly looks, the first month that we had a green shoot was the last month where we had a, what we call that we had a green decent bullish candle there. So bullish monthly candle with bullish formations, I think this pullback, if someone wants, I think this pullback around 650, 640, I think that area presents you a good risk reward in the short to medium term. Long term, we can't do much in this stock, but around short term, 1 to 3 months, I think it presents a good risk reward area around 640. And if at all you are interested around those levels, then you would also want to keep a stop below 600.
Understood.
And then look for targets in the region of 700, 720 going forward next 1 to 3 months.
Right. Thanks for that view, Sarvendra. With that, we have another WhatsApp query. Rajat has written to us from Bangalore saying that whether it's the right time to enter latent view analytics at the current levels. Again, he hasn't mentioned the time horizon, so I'd like to take both fundamental and technical view on it. But since he's looking for the correct levels, it's trading at 393 and was down in trade today over 2%. Sarvendra, are these the correct levels to enter the stock if someone wants to, purchase?
See, again, the same kind of a chart in the sense that you've got data post listing, and then it was almost one way down all the way till around sub 3, almost around 300 odd levels. So I think what we got, it was a decent bounce from 300 to 600. Again, getting corrected. Last month again, this candle for the last month looks a little bullish to me. So purely again short to medium. In fact, short term, 1 to 3 months view here again. And I think as long as you stay above 360, I think you should be able to make some money if you buy around these 380, 390, that area you buy, and you keep a stop below 360 and look for targets back into the region of around 410, 420.
Understood. Thanks for that view. And Dinesh, I'd also like to take your fundamental view on the counter. What's your outlook on latent view analytics?
Sure. So based on what I see, the recent quarter gone by, which is December quarter. So overall, if I talk about the top line, it was a decent set of numbers. Margins were also in line. And if I talk about the bottom line, though it was a slight okayish for me, as if I say, but what I would say is wait for quarter 4 numbers, because it is due on, I think, 2nd of May. Maybe one should take a view based on that.
Understood. Thanks for that view. Now let's go across to another caller. So a caller is joining us. All right. So should I? Okay, there is a caller joining us from Bengaluru. Hi, Lokesh. Good evening.
Hi, thank you for giving the opportunity. So I hold 112 shares of Praj Industries at an average price of 566.
Okay.
So I would like to understand the long-term potential of this counter, and should I average it right now?
Yeah, and when did you buy these shares, Lokesh?
So I've been systematically investing this Praj Industry for I think 6 months. So I've been averaging it out.
Yeah. Okay, and you are a long-term investor, I believe.
Yes, I'm a long-term investor.
Okay, okay. So Dinesh, today after reporting its quarter four results, the stock saw beating. It was down over 9% in trade. So not very good numbers there in quarter four that the company reported. So what's your outlook? Should the investors stay invested in this counter for another 1 to 2 years?
So everything is based on ethanol blending. So what I would understand is there is some room left for the company. I think if someone has a very long-term view, they can wait, but it will test their patience. If I say so, quarter four, as you mentioned, that it was a not so good set of numbers, and we also have a sugar news as of now. So if overall the prices to the farmers, which we have seen, they will be increasing. So that may play a sentiment negative on Friday's trading session, but that we will never know how the market will perform. And based on the news, we may see some hiccups in the sugar sector overall. That can be a short term, but what I say is if someone wants to hold for the very long term view, they can hold, but I think this will test their patience. However, on the other side, if they want to switch to the other industries, that would be a better thing to do.
Understood. Thanks for that view. And Sarvendra, talking about the technical aspect, will it be advisable for our viewers to, if they want to invest in a company like Praj Industries, who has reported not so good numbers in its quarter four? So is it like a buying opportunity also? Because the stock has fallen very sharply.
See, Himakshi, what we have to do is we have to keep broad filters and we have to keep broad baskets. So there are among the liquid names, well-traded names, where this stock also possibly falls in that bracket. There are baskets. So this is a basket. This is a stock which did not make a new high in the 2020 to 25, 26 bull market. Its main top was in 2008, which means it did not participate in 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21. That entire phase where Nifty was constantly making new highs, this stock did not participate and went on to possibly break out of the 2008 shackles only in, I think, mid of 2021. So it is from that basket. It caught up very late, and it's a commodity play. So so you will get seasonality also here. So that is one basket. Then there's another basket where a mid-cap basket where a lot of stocks topped out in 2018. And then there's a basket where you would say the Ukraine high 21, 22. There are a lot of stocks which have kind of topped out there and not participated or basically underperformed the index. And then there are stocks which rallied till now and they have been part with the index. So four basic subsets: 2008, 2018, and then Ukraine high, and then the last one where it has performed with the market. So these four brackets, this is among the most weak stocks, I would say, that in that case, because for almost 14, 15 years, it didn't do anything and could not make a new high, could not signal a bull market. So I think, but those levels at 280, 300, that breakout remains decent. So I would say that, I don't know, this is a high beta name, and in that sector itself is high beta, so it can fall slightly more sometimes than the index. But I think around 310, 320 and 280, that was the mark. If I go and check, we were around 270-ish, 280-ish in that 2008 bull market. I think those will be long-term supports. But I think looking at the quarterly candles here and looking at the monthly quarterly candles, I think still 2-3 more quarters of pain, price-wise and time-wise, I think is definitely possible here. So I would avoid right now.
All right, so that's an avoid on Praj Industries. With that, we are joined by a caller from Andhra Pradesh. Hi, Mr. Reddy. Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Yes, how can we help you on the show today, Mr. Reddy?
Technicals of Suzlon Energy.
Okay.
Now, on the current CMP, can I exit or continue for 1 year?
Understood.
I will re-enter next technical points.
Okay, okay. So, Sarvendra, since he's looking for a short-term view on Suzlon Energy, so what's the current trend like and what are the key support and resistance levels that you can see on the charts?
He's already bought? Can I
get
his buy price?
He holds 9,000 shares at 55 a piece.
Is it a recent buy possibly, or he bought in
Possibly
the
because
previous
it's
well?
hovering around the similar levels. It's currently trading at 56. So I assume that he must have bought recently only.
So again, a high beta name, slightly risky in terms of it carries more risk than the low beta names. I would see a broad range here. So I would say that he's got to trade a broad range, and I think lower levels I can see all the way till 45, 46, and the upside possibly I think you're capped here for the last 1 year. If I look at for the last 1 year possibly, these are levels which have been important. So around 60, I think they should get capped. So broadly, you're looking at a level between 45 to 60. Any upside momentum will only possibly come, and the stock will gain traction post a decent breakout out of 60, which would be by decent I mean a volume and price led breakout out of 60 areas. If that is happening, then possibly you can see some upside. Else, I think be ready for the next 6 months to be trading this 45-60 band.
Understood. And Dinesh, talking about Suzlon Energy's fundamentals, so do you see any sort of challenges with the company?
So the company has recently received several orders, and what I see is balance sheet has also become stronger. So clearly, I think one should wait, and it's a hold for me.
Okay, so that's a hold for long term on Suzlon Energy. With that, we're joined by a caller from Hyderabad. Hi, Amit. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, how can we help you on the show today, Amit?
Yeah, I am my query is about Bombay Stock Exchange shares.
Okay.
I want to ask if it can go to levels of 10,000 per share.
Understood. And are you a long-term investor or a short-term?
Yes, I am a long-term investor. I can hold up to 13 more years.
Okay.
And yes.
So you're waiting till it reaches 10,000 mark.
No, I want to see if it goes to 10,000, then there could be another momentum.
Okay.
And it we also sense to keep it until NSE gets listed.
Right. And at what price did you buy these shares, Amit? If you could just tell me once again.
Yeah, average price of 650.
650.
Yes.
Okay. And okay, so that's very interesting. You have made significant profits there, Amit. So firstly, congratulations to you on spotting these levels. And talking about will it be reaching 10,000 mark? So, Dinesh, talking about the fundamentals of BSE, it is strong, but what suggestion do you have for Amit there? Do you see any sort of, positive momentum there in the near future?
Firstly, I want to congratulate the caller for holding so much time at least at 650 odd levels he have bought. So he is sitting at a very almost 5.7 lakh profit. So congratulations. Of course, Amit, I think you can hold for longer term. So see, we have seen hiccups recently for BSE based on the NSE news. So that was cleared by SEBI. So overall, what I can see is until and unless there is no challenges in terms of what is happening on NSE front, BSE is a very good company to hold. And over the long term, I think prospects are very nice. Based on the population, I think hardly 3 to 4% of the population is now trading, and we have seen Generation Z, Gen Z people have started trading aggressively, futures and options and etc. So I think the prospects are very nice over the long period of time. I see the company can reach further, but based on the numbers which we'll see quarter on quarter, the multiples can increase, which we have seen as of now. So of course, one can hold for longer term.
Okay, thanks for that view. And rightly said that Gen Zs have also started, coming in and started investing. So, Sarvendra, if a new investor wants to invest in BSE, so what suggestions do you have? What are the correct levels to enter? Because currently, it's trading at 6,359.
See, in the markets, we also say something like that herd mentality, and the herd comes in droves, and then you see these kinds of valuations. What I can see, ballpark, a P multiple of 93 is by no means value, right? So it's very, very overbought on all parameters. And since he's making so much of money, you have to have basic tenet there to follow that. You need to book some profits from time to time. and rotate your stocks. So basically, if this has performed the way it has, you should definitely book some profit and keep some cash, maybe dry powder for better opportunities coming, and try and catch another BSE. See what he has done. See from here, what he has done is almost a 10 bagger. So from 6,000 to 60,000, the journey will be more difficult, right? So to be another 10 bagger from here, a lot of energies will go and a lot of things have to fall in the right place. But if the way he picked up BSE, if he picks up something else which is slightly better value, and then possibly try and make again that 5-10 bagger. But yes, so I would definitely recommend him to book some profits. I would say that I don't mind even keeping 50% dry powder with me, because I can ask him a question. What is the chance that it will go to 4,000, 4,500 cost? So before going to 10, if it goes to 4, he's losing 33%, more than 33% here. So I think that it's got a risk of running back towards 4,000, 4,500 mark. If he books some profit, keeps some dry powder, then possibly he gets better opportunities to buy. With all the geopolitical tension and everything, I don't see a stock at 90, 100 multiple being able to sustain. So, and this business comes and goes. We have been far long enough in this market to know that it's a cyclical business. So as long as the going is good, you get these numbers, and once the volumes dry up, and then suddenly you see some underperformance going in the market. So 1 or 2, 3 years, you can see volumes go drying down also. Just look at what Nifty futures with the margin increase and the lot size increase. I think the volumes have fallen by almost 40% of the Nifty futures. If Nifty futures can have that much of volume damage, then I'm just being a devil's advocate. You have to be alert, book some profits, keep some dry powder. You might find another 10 bagger somewhere else.
Thank you so much, Sarvendra, for that advice there. I'm sure Amit will benefit from it, and he will book his profits for now. With that, let's go across to a caller joining us from Noida. Hi, Amol. Good evening. Amol, are you there on the phone line? Yes.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening. How can I help you?
One question. Yeah, one question to Sarvendra ji.
Okay.
Like, REC or IREDA, which will be the better stock to buy for short term?
Okay.
And what will be the right entry point?
Understood. And for how long are you planning to hold? Like short term, what is the time
Only
horizon?
1 or 2 months. Like
Okay, 1 to 2 months view.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood. So Sarvendra, that question is directly to you. What will you pick among IREDA or REC for 1 to 2 months, which is fairly valued currently?
See, very simple. If 1 to 2 months is the horizon, there's no call. There's no buy call. Looking at what geopolitical setups are kind of currently emerging and what global positioning also happening everywhere else, I think 1 to 2 months short-term trading is not advisable right now. And both these stocks have corrected, but not to my liking. So there could be still more corrections pending. So looking at the entire setup, the answer is very easy. Don't do anything right now is my advice. The rest, I leave it to him.
Okay, so don't do anything is what Sarvendra is suggesting, Amol. But if you would want to hold this for for more than 2 months, I'd like our fundamental view on the counter. So Dinesh, what's your sense? What should our caller be picking up between IREDA or REC?
So I won't be able to answer because currently I'm not tracking these companies. It's been 3 to 4 quarters. I'm not tracking these both companies.
Understood. And Sarvendra, you were saying something.
What I meant for investors at large is that this is not the goalpost to start something fresh. If you're already committed in something and then you're already there in that trade, then might as well you want to hold or trail a stop loss or do something. But this gentleman wanted to do something new for 1 or 2 months. So 1 or 2 months, you don't do anything in such scenarios, and you don't do anything fresh. If you had something, fine. But if you don't have, why will you do a fresh setup from here where things are slightly not that clear over the next 30, 40 days? It could easily escalate to a big problem or might fizzle out. But we have to watch it out next week, 10 days at least, what's happening.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sarvendra, for that. With that, we have a caller joining us from Bengaluru. Hi, Shankar. Good evening.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, how can I help you?
Ma'am, Varun beverages has a 300 quantity. Average price of 550.
Okay.
In February month, by ma'am, consolidation, ma'am, 2 months, ma'am, today quarterly results, ma'am. Revenue though year-on-year 29%, ma'am. EBITDA year-on-year 28%.
Yeah.
Net profit year-on-year 35%, ma'am. Seller hold extra share average price, ma'am.
Okay. So 9th-month view on Varun Beverages. Firstly, Dinesh, I'd like to come to you. So how is Varun Beverages volume growth shaping up across domestic and international markets?
See, overall, my view on the Varun Beverage is very positive. We are tracking this company. The one disclaimer that yes, we hold the company in our portfolios as well. Yeah. So recent quarter numbers, yes, definitely it's a strong numbers as per me. And if I talk about overall margins, they have improved compared to the last year as well. So one thing is, if someone has 3 to 5 years, what can I say is that PepsiCo has very strong plans for India growth. So I think one direct overall beneficiary is this company. So if someone has 3 to 5 years of horizon, I think they can definitely hold the counter.
Understood. Thanks for that view. And Sarvendra, on the technical front, currently it's trading at 522 and was down in trade today over 1%. So what's your outlook on Varun Beverages? Are you positive?
See, again, very overbought, very overbought. No decent correction till now. If I look at the last almost 8-9 years, I think it's been all green. It's all BSC of green, and the stock has in that process in that period moved from around I think 22 odd rupees to 600. So it's almost it's like a more than it's almost a 30 bagger. So it was almost a 30 bagger. In a 30 bagger, once you start correcting, you might have decent corrections going forward. So the only benchmark, the only thing that I can see right now is the recent low that we printed around 408. We had a low at around 419, and then we had a previous low also around in those areas. So I think we definitely run a risk towards 400 is what I can see here. So I think still more headroom, more headroom on the downside.
Understood. Thanks for that view, Sarvendra. With that, we have a caller joining us from Andhra Pradesh. Hi, Kumar. Good evening.
Hi, very good evening.
Yes. Please tell me. Go ahead with your query.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether in which stock to invest, either in Sira or Kajaria Ceramics.
Okay. And are you a long-term investor, Kumar?
Yeah, I'm long-term investor.
And I'm seeing that you have a corpus of 1 lakh rupees.
Yes.
That you would want to invest. Okay. And why only these two companies? Why have you narrowed down only these two companies? I'm just curious to know.
Yeah, I'm seeing very low in both of these stocks. And also these are like home, like consumer durables. So I just want to see, there will be developing, there is upcoming development, right, in these times.
Okay. So long-term view on Kajaria Ceramics or Cera sanitary ware. So Dinesh, Kumar has a corpus of 1 lakh rupees. So what suggestion do you have for him there? Which company should he be picking up, for investments?
See, the industry is going with lots of competition. Even the local players are seeing intense competition, and all the major. See, Kajaria, I think it's a very strong player. It is the largest player in the ceramics industry. And of course, Cera is also one of the largest player. I think both companies, if I standalone talk about rather than competition, so both companies are very strong. So on the picking side, it is the gentleman has done a very good job. But given that the competition is very high, and overall scenario, what I can see is can be extended for some several quarters. Maybe before buying into these stocks, they can focus on the quarterly numbers. For now, if one has 1 lakh of corpus, maybe they can start accumulating a little bit, maybe 15 to 20% off in both the companies.
Okay, so you should be starting to invest and basically accumulate in both the companies. 15-20% is what our experts are saying, Kumar. And Sarvendra, quickly, if you can just tell us your picks between the two.
I think both of them have downside still possibly pending. Some corrections which are pending here. So my thought is that I would possibly wait for another 10-12% downside at least in both the names before committing fresh capital. But yeah, if he wants to do a staggered buying, then he may, as rightly pointed, you can start with a 10% kind of a allocation each, 10 to 15% allocation each on those counters.
Absolutely. I hope, Kumar, your query has been answered there. And with that, we'll have to slip into a short break, viewers. Keep sending in your queries on WhatsApp and call in. We'll be right back for Ask Profit. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit.
Apollo Tyres, now there's a buzz of a positive corporate development related to related to its European operations of European business that could come in. Now this EU operations contribute nearly 30% to the consolidated top line of the company, and there's dealers are also indicating that there could be a potential positive broking note that could come in from a foreign broking firm. The last 1 month, if you see, the share prices of Genzol Engineering has fallen more than 58%.
Why are the rating firms calling the debt payments as default?
We have two credible credit rating agencies on March 4th coming and downgrading the stock to D.
Statements are consistently being proven wrong,
right,
and transactions are being taken place which are different from what they were originally pictured to be.
The company claimed it would roll out 6,400 electric vehicles. But what it has rolled out is a shocking scam. Funds meant for the project were funneled allegedly back to the promoters, the Junkie brothers. What did the money buy? Not EVs, of course, but a lavish flat in Gurgaon's luxurious DLF Carmelias.
To India specifically, I really think India has a fascinating opportunity.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit on NDTV Profit, and I'm your host Himakshi Bahugna. And I'm joined by Dinesh Sane on the fundamentals and Sarvendra Srivastav on the technicals. So viewers, please don't miss your chance to get all your stock-related queries answered. Just pick up your phones and call us right away. The numbers are there flashing on your screens right now. And with that, we are joined by a caller from Karnataka. Hi Rangesh, good evening.
Hello, good evening, madam.
Yes, please go ahead with the query, Rangesh.
I have Anantraj shares, madam.
Okay.
Madam, number of quantities 157.
Okay.
I bought at 463, madam, price level.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. The time horizon is 1 year, madam.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, so Dinesh, Anant Raj is the counter that Rangesh has invested in. He holds 157 shares at 463. Currently, it's trading at 452 and was also down in trade today over 3%. So, what's your sense on Anant Raj?
That one's for me.
I'm afraid that we're losing the line there, but Sarvendra, if you can take that one for now, Anant Raj.
Yeah, again, see, we got another stock which was in the 2008 basket and did not perform all the way in the 2020-2022 bull market. So this stock had a high in 2008 and that was around 395. So we've taken that number out only last year and we are trying to kind of come and retest those levels possibly. So I would say that around 400, that's an important level. So if it holds in this correction, if it holds around 390, 400, then possibly yes, I would say that you can go ahead and try and nibble in this one. And if you are, if at those levels you are buying, I think 370 should be the stop loss. So around 400, I think risk rewards would be better, and 370 will be a stop loss or a review point for that view.
Understood.
So he has to wait, is what I would want to say here.
Right. So 370 should be the stop loss on Anant Raj. And yes, Dinesh, you were saying?
Yes, so I was saying that based on the recent set of numbers of March 2025, so on a year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis, the company has done very well. So in terms of operating margins, I think a good set of numbers on 26% compared to last year, 24%, and the balance sheet is also improving compared to last year. So yes, definitely it is a hold for me as of now, but one has to keep tracking the quarterly numbers. So for now, yes, it's a hold.
Understood. Thanks for that. And we have a WhatsApp query now written to us from Mahinder. He holds 500 shares of ITC at 4,234 and he's looking for a short-term view on the counter. Currently, I think the valuation, the numbers that he has written is not correct, I believe. I think it should be 423. So yes, Sarvendra, talking about ITC on the short term, what's your outlook? What sense do you make of the counter? How is it faring on the charts?
Being a defensive name and a quality defensive name in such uncertain scenarios and where possibly the market can go down, I think these stocks might outperform. And in a falling market, they tend to fall less, or maybe sometimes even rise a little bit. So I think in the short term, 1 to 3 months, I would say the horizon, in that horizon, I think definitely on the upside, 450, 460 is doable. And in the short term, if I want to see an area where you have to keep your stops or where you have to cut your risk, I think those numbers will be in the region of around somewhere around 405, 400. So I think around 400, 405 good supports, and possibly move back towards 450, 460.
Right, understood. And Dinesh, on the fundamental aspect of ITC, so how is its valuation compared to its peers?
See, the thing is, yes, definitely, it's a thing is that overall, if I talk about the segments, it's a very well diversified company, and as rightly mentioned, that based on this current scenario, the company is looking very nice for holding for at least a short term and as well as for long term. If I talk about the valuations, based on a TTM basis, I think it's almost trading at 27 times. And based on the historical valuations, it is almost, you can say, similar levels, median PEK basis pay, it is almost 25 to 30 basis, 30 times. So what I can say is, yes, one can hold based on the overall current scenario.
Understood. Thanks for that suggestion there, Dinesh. And we have a caller joining us from Chennai. Hi, Ramkumar. Good evening.
Yeah. Hi, good evening.
Yes, please go ahead with your query.
Yeah, my query is regarding IndusInd Bank. So I'm holding 70 shares at average price of 820.33.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a 1 or 2 years long-term horizon.
Okay.
So I see that stock is very fluctuating upside and down. So what will be the target price I can set to exit, and I'm okay to add another 1 lakh in this stock? So should I enter it now or should I wait for something since the CEO has resigned the text last night?
Understood, understood. So, Dinesh, when yesterday the CEO of IndusInd Bank, Suman Katpalia, stepped down, so when we spoke to our guests and experts, so they suggested that, it's a good news for the company since the fundamentals of the bank remain solid. So, what's your outlook on this bank, considering the news that it has been, revolving around with, and also the investors who are holding IndusInd Bank shares, what should be their outlook towards the counter?
I would only suggest someone to add after Q4 results. See, yes, definitely based on the fundamentals, the company is strong, and what we have seen is there are top level exits keep on happening from for the bank. So my suggestion is that definitely if I talk about the NPAs, these are improving. So only after Q4, because I would suggest to be on a sidelines and see what will be the overall scenario after Q4 and what the management is saying. So for now, I think if one is holding, definitely they should hold, but fresh buying I would suggest only after Q4.
Understood. So fresh buying only after Q4 results of IndusInd Bank. And Sarvendra, I would also like to take your view on this company. So how has it been performing so far? What are the charts suggesting? Sarvendra, if you can just unmute yourself.
Apologies.
Yeah.
See, I think what's happening here is that the stock was in news for all the wrong reasons, and corporate governance issues, when they creep up, I want all those things to settle down, I think. And in banking, if you have to trade something and make some money, I think they are far better and liquid names. So I would definitely like to pass this one. I would not like to comment.
Okay, understood. With that, we have a caller joining us from Mysuru. Hi, Chetan. Good evening.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Yes. How can I help you on the show today, Chetan?
Kalyan Jewellers, ma'am, 200 quantity, average price 570.
Okay.
Hold or sell, ma'am. Kalyan Jewellers. Consolidation 3 months, ma'am.
Okay, and are you a short-term investor, Chetan, or a long-term investor?
Short term, 6 months, ma'am.
6 months view on Kalyan Jewellers. Okay. Because I can see that you are sitting on a loss of over 10,000. So Sarvendra, he bought it at 570. And, since amid all the US tensions there, tariff and, the global uncertainty situation, people are actually moving towards safe havens and jewelry space. So Kalyan Jewellers is one of them. So what suggestion do you have there for Chetan?
See, if all that is the concern, I would say that anybody wanting to do that should possibly go in pure gold bars. You could buy some of it in pure form and then keep it in small biscuits or something. If that's the whole idea, and if looking at the stock market and investing in that is the idea, I think still this is a very overbought, and still I think more cool off. I think here is possible, and this is a high beta name. This will be a high beta name always. It's always been high beta, so slightly stretched there. P multiples of around 18, of around 80. So that's also not comfortable for me. I think some more corrections due here. So I would say avoid right now. Give it a month or two, and then possibly call back and take a fresh view.
Understood. So call back after 2 months is what Sarvendra is suggesting, and take a fresh view on Kalyan Jewellers, Chetan. With that, we are joined by a caller from Chennai. Hi, Avdesh. Good evening.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead with your query, Avdesh.
Ma'am, I want to invest in a chemical stock, chemical sector stock that caters to EV, pharma and FMCG, and has good valuation and high growth potential. Okay. In that direction, I have shortlisted 2 to 3 stocks like Tata Chemicals and Himadri Specialty.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, I want suggestion in which stocks should I invest for the long term.
Okay. And
I have corpus around 1 lakh.
Okay. And for how long are you planning to hold these shares?
Ma'am, long term, very long term.
I would say 5 to 6 years or more than that?
Yes, not yet, 4 to 5 years.
4 to 5 years. Okay. So Dinesh, Avdesh wants to invest in the chemical space and he has narrowed down 2 stocks, which is Tata Chemicals and Himadri Specialty. And he has a corpus of 1 lakh rupees. So what suggestion do you have for Avdesh in which company he should be investing in at these levels?
So if I have to focus on one of the stocks, I think I would go with Tata Chemicals. But given that the recent quarter was not good, but see, it is very subjective. I think based on the commodities, I am very conscious based on what's happening in chemical side. So I am very cautious on the chemicals front. But if they have to focus on one of the 2 companies, I think Tata Chemicals is one of the good companies. And apart from that, I think he mentioned that he is focusing on the EV side. So one of the good companies which I am tracking recently is Excite Industries. I think he can also study that company as well.
Okay, so in the EV space, Avdesh, you can, actually look for Excite is what Dinesh is suggesting. And Sarvendra, do you have any view on the same Tata Chemicals or Himadri Specialty?
I would also go with the leading name, the more liquid name. I would go with Tata Chemicals if at all I have to choose. But I still believe that both the names possibly could come down.
Understood. With that, we have a caller joining us from Chennai. Hi, Avdesh. Good evening. Avdesh, are you there on the phone line? Oh, sorry, Chandan. It's my bad. Chandan is joining us from New Delhi. Hi, Chandan. Good evening.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening. Please go ahead with your query.
I am holding 1800 quantity of Jaggle prepaid Ocean services at price of 334.
Yeah.
And my timeline is around 1 to 1.5 months. That's it. Extremely short duration.
Okay.
And so what should be my approach?
All right. And when did you purchase these shares, Chandan?
It's 2 days back.
2 days back. Okay. So in 2 days, you are sitting on a loss of 24,000 is what I can see. And you're looking for a very short-term view. Sarvendra, what suggestion do you have? Should he be booking his losses there or should he stay invested? Do you see any sort of upside in the counter?
These are all fancy names and never been a fan of these kind of names, and the data itself is very, very, very limited here. Nothing much to do. In the short term, 1 to 2 months, the stock is trading below all support. So it's trading with the long-term averages and even the short-term setup. So I think there would be continued pressure. I can currently see over the last 1 to 3 months, I think if I go and look at from Jan-Feb, the stock is getting sold at 370, 375 levels consistently. There's a seller there. Till you don't recover and go past those numbers, I think the pressure and the overhang will remain. And since it's such a limited data on the downsides, I think what I can see is there are openings still all the way to 250, 270 area also. So I think still not out of the woods, this one.
Understood. Thanks for that view. And, I would like to take a fundamental view also on the counter. So, Dinesh, what's your sense on the company? Zaggle Prepaid.
No, sorry, I won't be able to comment. I don't track this company.
Okay. Not an issue. We have a caller joining us from Bengaluru. Hi, Sandeep. Good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Yeah.
I have almost 3,000 shares of AU Small Finance Bank.
Yeah.
Bought at 642 something. It was going up, but last couple of days I'm seeing it has started falling. I just wanted to, my horizon is 6 months to 6 to 12 months, 1 year also actually.
Okay.
Can I continue because it is the main stock?
Yeah.
Should I hold everything or if the trend is loss making?
Yeah,
should I at least take out some 25% of it for cash?
I would just like to reconfirm, how many shares are you holding? 24,000?
No, 3,000 shares.
3,000 shares you're holding of
20 lakhs total.
Yeah, and at a price of 640. Am I correct?
642 I bought.
642. All right, understood. So 3,000 shares at 642. Looking for a long-term view on AU Small Finance Bank, and yeah. So Dinesh, what suggestion do you have for Sandeep there?
So if I talk about the quarter-on-quarter NPA, it has slightly improved. But on the other hand, if I talk about the overall business, the profit before tax was almost not better than compared to last December quarter, but on year, it's a decent growth. So see, what I say is stick to the large companies in the segment, banks especially. So I prefer large private banks, the names like HDFC, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank. So always, if I suggest my clients as well, so I always tell them to prefer the all large banks for the long-term perspective.
Sure. Thanks for that view. And with that, we have a WhatsApp query. So Dhoor has written to us from Assam. He holds 50 shares of Blue Star at 1,750 a piece. He's looking for a technical view on the counter. Currently, it's trading at 1,706 and was down in trade today over 2%. And, you know, consumer durable space, the companies have been performing, have been seeing a beating in the past few days. So, Sarvendra, what's your sense on the counter, Blue Star?
See, if I go back 6-9 months, I think the stock has broadly been between 1,700 to around 2,300 with one or two maybe minor spikes on the upside. But 17 to 2,300 that's been the range here. Any break and close below 1,700 range. So let's keep a 20-point filter and say if it closes and breaks below 1,680, I'm afraid that I don't have good news for him. Because in that case, the entire 9-month period becomes a distribution setup where strong hands have distributed the stock and weak hands have bought. So below 1680, I think a lot of pressure possibly can come in here. The bad news here is that we have already broken the 200-day exponential already for the last 4 days. So I'm saying just as a confirmation filter, if at all it breaks and close below 1680, there's definitely trouble in this space. And if he's lucky enough to get a bounce back towards 1750, 1800, I would tell him to book out slightly on this one.
Understood. Thanks for that view. With that, we have a caller joining us from Tamil Nadu. Hi, Vasu. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes. How can I help you on the show today, Vasu?
Yeah, I'm holding Sriram Finance. 3,000 shares.
Okay.
At 639 rupees.
Understood.
Look for short-term investment.
Okay. And when did you purchase these shares?
2 weeks back.
So in just 2 weeks, you are sitting on a loss of over 81,000.
That's correct.
Yeah. And for how long are you planning to hold? 1 to 2 months or 3 months?
3 months.
3 months. Understood. So Sarvendra, he is sitting on a significant loss. So do you see any sort of recovery in the stock for, you know, in the coming 3 months?
See, nothing personal against him, but just for other viewers also to kind of learn from this case study that, yes, your intention might be right. The stock was moving in, had some positive momentum going forward, but the timing here may be a good stock, but bad timing. And he missed the fact that since September 2024, the stock has been unable to pierce past that 1730 hurdle. So I think that 1720, 1730 zone did the trick this time also. A pretty bearish candle last week is what I can see has formed at around that 70-20 mark, just slightly lower than that. So a pretty bearish weekly candle means next 3-4 weeks, could be slightly painful here. And I would suggest he should use any bounce if possible to get out as close to his cost price. And wait, if he wants to do a momentum trade, let a previous high or at least a swing high gets broken. Or if you are bearish, a swing low gets broken and then you take a momentum trade, not in between a range. And not in between, in a range, if you take a trade, not at the upper end. You can't take a long trade at the upper end of a 9-month range. So get out in a bounce. Just book out if you get a bounce near your cost, book out and then wait.
Yeah, understood. So book out on a bounce is what Sarvendra is suggesting, Vasu. And with that, we have a caller joining us from Hyderabad. Hi, Prabhakar. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, how can I help you on the show today, Prabhakar?
This is regarding Phenol Pharma.
Yeah.
I'm holding 5,000 shares at the rate of 280 rupees.
Yeah.
And another REC also, I said, I think if you can able to address again, please address about REC also.
Okay. We have actually discussed about REC, but again, quickly for you, we can take that as well. But firstly, we'd focus on Piramal Pharma. So he's looking for a both fundamental and technical view on the counter. Firstly, Dinesh, I'll come to you. How is the order book of Piramal Pharma looking like? Are you positive on the company? Should he be holding it?
Again, I won't be able to comment because I'm not tracking this, so technical view would be better for him.
Understood. Sarvendra, if you could just take that one.
I think I'll go with the quarterly setups here. And the quarterly setups in few of these smaller names are definitely slightly on the weaker side, slightly bearish. So I think this one also, last quarter, March quarter, was a slightly bearish candle. So I would assume that next 1 or 2 quarters, this will kind of be sideways to down. So either it does a time correction or a price correction, but it's not going up in a hurry is what I can tell him. So not much above 250, 260 is what I can see here going forward next 1 to 2 quarters. So I think I would tell him on this one that if you get a bounce here as well, I think if you have, you should try and exit and then try and buy back at lower levels.
Understood. And he was also looking for an outlook on REC, Sarvendra, if you could, suggest him that what he should be doing.
See, I'm very sorry, but due to compliance reasons, I will not be able to comment on this one.
Understood. No worries. And Dinesh, do you have any opinion on REC?
No, I mentioned that REC and IRD, I think it was a previous question.
Yeah.
I mentioned that I am not tracking those companies, so I didn't answer that.
Understood. No worries. So, Prabhakar, you can call us again and, with more experts so we can cater to REC in our later shows. And with that, we have a WhatsApp query from Pune. Rohan holds 200 shares of Vedanta at 489 a piece. He's looking for a long-term view on the counter. So, Vedanta, Dinesh, what's your sense on the company? Are you positive for long-term?
Yes, I think this is a hold, and overall the demergers of the different companies can unlock the value overall for shareholders as well. And if I talk about the March quarter gone by, so margins were strong based year on year. And if I talk about the profit was also strong at 4,900 odd crores versus 2,280 crores compared to last year. And overall, yes, I think one can easily hold for long-term perspective, at least for 2 to 3 years. That is a better view for that.
Okay, and I'd also like to take Sarvendra, your view on the counter. How is it faring on the charts, and is there any sort of recovery that you can see in the future?
See, for traders, for slightly positional long-term traders who churn their portfolio every 2 to 4 years, I think this is a copybook. This is a brilliant copybook stock. And why I say that is because since 2007-8, if you draw a range for this stock, so it's always kind of stabilized around 75, 60, 75 and gone up all the way till 500. So it's always been like a 8-9 bagger, and it's done that move 3 times. So 3 times from around 60, 70 levels to 500 and back to 70 levels from 500. So total 6 legs in 16 years. So every 4 years, 5 years, every 3 to 4 years, it has been doing those moves. So I think right now we are again inverting from the top end of this range. So I'm not saying that we are going back to 75, but that is what it has done 6 times.
Okay.
3 times up and 3 times down. So I will leave it for the person to judge.
Yeah.
But turning from the upper end of this range again, there's a lot of risk here. And corporate actions and corporate developments are also going to a lot of news on this counter. So I don't want to give a view here. I would like to pass.
Understood, understood. So a bit of caution on Vedanta is what Sarvendra is suggesting. And with that, thank you so much, Sarvendra and Dinesh, for being on the show with us and, answering our viewers' queries so patiently and giving them such wise advices there. Thank you so much once again. And viewers, with that, it's a wrap on Ask Profit, but stay tuned to NDTV Profit as there's more lined up ahead on the other side.
Apollo ties. Now there's a buzz of a positive corporate development related to related to its European operations or European business that could come in. Now this EU operations contribute nearly 30% to the consolidated top line of the company, and there's dealers are also indicating that there could be a potential positive broking note that could come in from a foreign broking firm. The last 1 month, if you see, the share prices of Genzol Engineering has fallen more than 58%.
Why are the rating firms calling the debt payments as default?
We have two credible credit rating agencies on March 4th coming and downgrading the stock to D.
Statements are consistently being proven wrong, and transactions are being taken place which are different from what they were originally pictured to be.
The company claimed it would roll out 6,400 electric vehicles. But what it has rolled out is a shocking scam. Funds meant for the project were funneled allegedly back to the promoters, the Junkie brothers. What did the money buy? Not EVs, of course, but a lavish flat in Gurgaon's luxurious DLF Carmelias.
To India specifically, I really think India has a fascinating opportunity, because in a fracturing world, everyone wants to be friends with India. We're all trying to make new friends a little bit, right? So we're all trying to think about the remapping of the global trading system. For sure, India is on the top of everyone's list, I would think.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims?
In the first and exclusive interview to NDTV Profit, SEBI Chairman Tuhin Kanta Pandey flags